All right, we are back and we're gonna check out this video. It's called PoE 2, the Diablo-like ARPG. I'm not entirely sure what I'm in for here, but I have a feeling this is gonna be a good one. It's made by Frostylaroo. I think that's how you say it. I'm not 100% sure. Definitely go show him a little bit of love on this video. We'll like it now. I haven't seen it yet, but I'll just like it for a good measure. That doesn't cost anything. So I think we should kind of check it out and see what it's all about. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that good jazz, and let's get into it.
Is one of the strongest announcements I've ever seen in the history of ARPGs.
This is insane.
Holy crap, this is gonna be incredible.
This is old school RuneScape.
You gotta play it.
I'm excited.
This is perfect.
Diablo 4 is cooked.
See, this is what Diablo 4 should have been.
Like Diablo 4 is bad, Diablo 4 is dead.
I'm gonna quit Diablo 4.
That this beta has more depth to it than Diablo 4 does after the expansion. Like, this is fucking insane.
Yes.
Welcome back, you freaking traitors. You probably clicked on this video to hear about Path of Exile 2, and that absolutely disgusts me. Anyway, in this video, I'll be going over all the major issues with Path of Exile 2, followed by a recent tweet by the Diablo 4 Giga Chad himself, Rod Diablo-like Ferguson, as well as many other well-known Diablo 4 superfans' thoughts and plans in regards to Path of Exile 2. Alright, let's jump in and get to the major problems with this game.
Unfortunately, Path of Exile 2 will not be available on
That's
Mac OS at the
unfortunate,
start of
but
early
yeah.
access for Keenab's platform. Okay, so Mac gamers once again are taking an L.
Well, that sums up all the major problems with PoE 2.
I was no shit. I was about to sit here and get kind of annoyed because I for a second thought that he was gonna shit on PoE and praise Diablo. I got it, homie. This is great. I love it.
Anyway, on to bigger news. Let's recap the tweet heard by literally billions of people around the world.
Look at Rod Ferguson's tweet. Is this the Diablo-like thing? Is this that bullshit about that? Let me see if I can find it. Where's Rod Ferguson? There it is. Let me double check.
So, a couple of days ago, when the PoE 2 stream ended, literally, X is blowing up, people are posting like crazy, holy crap, this is gonna be incredible. Rod Ferguson,
The general manager of all of Diablo, decided to go on Twitter and absolutely cook himself with this unhinged take.
Oh my goodness. Hogs got the video. Path of Exile 2 reveal was so epic it steamed Rod Ferguson. All right, what is
The
it?
genre of ARPG is starting to mean a lot of different things. Much like Souls-like and roguelike, I wonder if we could normalize Diablo-like for ARPGs that follow the Diablo formula.
I absolutely cannot believe that this is real. Out of all the badass stuff that was showcased, after all the in-game, after all the Atlas rework, dual skill trees, weapons that you can dual wield.
Oh my god, that feels like my man made a couple-hour video talking about this shit. I can't say I did not do that because I made a video myself and I was pissed. I was not happy. I'm much better mood today though.
All this badass shit that they showed us yesterday, the Path of Exile 2 early access live stream. This right here was my favorite. That shit triggered Rod Ferguson so bad that he had to go make a tweet.
Rod Ferguson is scared. He is threatened, though he's lashing out.
100%.
Grinding Gear Games has made something tremendous with Path of Exile 2.
100%.
It has Blizzard shivering, and the game isn't even out yet.
No wonder Rod was making tweets. No, this isn't an ARPG. It's just like Diablo. Like, yeah, sure, Rod. Getting mad.
Bruh, you ain't even followed the Diablo like you ain't even got a goddamn Diablo in your game. So just please go sit down and get out of here.
now maybe he's scared, maybe he's a little nervous, but the last thing you want to do is come across as petty.
You can't even call it Diablo-like. You should call it modern Diablo-like. Because when you say Diablo-like, anyone who hears Diablo-like, they immediately, if they have any kind of knowledge in the space, go to Diablo 2 and Diablo 1. That's what you think when you hear Diablo-like. So saying Diablo-like shouldn't really be a term. It should be modern Diablo-like.
And that's how this looks.
I think it's very unprofessional. If I was the VP of a game company, I wouldn't be throwing shade. That's a very passive-aggressive way to throw shade at G.
And another thing about that, actually, that's a really fucking good point he's pointing out here. That if you're a VP or like a high, like, why would you ever do that to somebody like in your own space? And if you listen to the other side of the situation, if you listen to Jonathan or Chris Wilson or Mark Roberts or any of the other PoE guys that's in control of the game, the leadership, they always praise Blizzard and Diablo of old. They always give them props. They always say that is what inspired them to make the game, right? So they have always shown an extreme respect and love for Diablo.
DGG indirectly.
But this
Diablo
is
2.
such bad form. It is absolutely terrible. Like, the timing on it, everything about it just looks really, really bad. It comes across as jealous.
If your girlfriend is telling you to smell better naked, you're in the right place. Listen, bub, you've tried everything and still smell like trash. Let us help you help yourself with Dr. Squatch. Our cold processed...
Well, hold up. You guys are the ones sounding jealous. Do you even know how freaking cool the term Diablo-like sounds? Look, I can completely see what Rod is talking about here, and the term Diablo-like is already spreading like wildfire. For example, when a game you are super hyped for launches and it's completely not what you expected, that's Diablo-like.
No, please.
When a company removes a key feature, like a charger for a phone, then sells that key feature back to you later on, that's Diablo-like. When a game
really
has a skill
Activision-like?
tree system with no meaningful options, that's Diablo-like.
No, that fucking hit home with me right there. Ouch. No, that really hit home with me right now. Yo, that is... Bro, that is so spot on.
When you are at a self-checkout, but you are asked to tip for doing the job the company you are tipping should be doing, well, that's Diablo-like. And lastly, when a game you took off for work for has a massive delay on launch that lasts for hours or even days, yeah, you guessed it right.
Wow.
That's Diablo-like.
My man's pulling out receipts from good old Diablo 3 days. And then you have like the Diablo Loverboy Club here. Rax is not really a part of that. He's at least somewhat critical when there's need for it. He doesn't downplay shit. He's pretty straightforward. Much respect there.
So you should probably give Rod a little slack here. He knows what he is doing and is completely not jealous at all about PoE 2. In fact, PoE 2 should be thanking Diablo, not the other way around.
They have been,
right?
The thing is that, and Grinding Gear Games would be the first people to say this, that they owe a lot to Diablo 3. Because Diablo 3 being dog shit on release, dude, when the PoE closed beta came out, every single person in the general chat was talking about how shitty Diablo 3 was.
That's
and
perfect.
you know what's so fucking
I thought he was going
funny?
a completely different direction with that, but that is so spot on. Oh my goodness. Oh my fucking god.
When this game comes out, every single person in the general chat is going to be talking about how shitty Diablo 4 is.
That general global chat is gonna be filled with D4 bad.
Okay, let's check in on some real loyal Diablo 4 superfans, who I am sure are going to stick with D4 instead of this Diablo-like PoE 2.
Hey folks, this is Riker, and this week saw the most hype live stream the ARPG world has ever seen. The announcement of Diablo 4 season of The Witch Doctor, basically.
Yeah.
No, obviously it was Path of Exile 2.
I'm a starving man. I'm starving for Path of Exile 2 content, so I'm going to rewatch the same live stream for 15 days in a row until this game's out, okay?
In my opinion, this is one of the strongest announcements I've ever seen in the history of ARPGs.
I think I can kind of get away with less time spent from now on in Diablo 4 and more time invested into PoE 2. I'm going to be blasting this game at the very least until Season 7 launch.
That's so based. And this is coming from a guy who I really respect, because he is at the absolute top of the tree when it comes to Diablo 3, right? Not saying it's a good game or anything, but at least he has done an incredible amount in that space, and he's a really, 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 really good player. He's a good builder, and he is a exceptionally good player, and I have very much respect for Wujio. He's also a part of the Max Roll team, and they somewhat are really like good as players, right? Like they have great knowledge, and I have a lot of respect for a lot of those guys.
And then probably go right back into PoE 2.
Holy shit. Okay, all right, Rob, please tell me you didn't drink the Kool-Aid too.
I'm really excited to jump into PoE come December 6th.
Okay, I give up. Let's at least try and figure out why this is happening.
Something that happens almost every time a new action RPG launches is people saying there isn't enough in-game content.
Oh.
Nah, that's never happened. I've personally, I've never seen that happen in an ARPG. I don't know what he's talking about.
It's not complicated, and it's not intimidating at all, which is why Diablo 4 sold so well. Almost no barrier to entry. They're great for casual players. The problem is it lacks an endgame almost entirely.
Yeah. I'm really excited to jump into PoE. The biggest reason for me by far is probably the crazy endgame that they have. This focus on the endgame is just absolutely crazy and fresh and new to me, because coming from...
Did he just say the focus on in-game is crazy and fresh and new to me? Yes, it is.
Exactly.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, before, after a certain amount of time, there is not that much to do in...
But correct me if I'm wrong, didn't he hype up Diablo 4 like crazy before it came out, and he was flown out to play it, and he was talking it up like crazy? I'm pretty sure that is one of them guys.
I'm sorry, I have to laugh.
He just played Diablo 2 recently. He has never even played Diablo 2, so the fact that he doesn't even really have an understanding of where the game actually came from before hyping up Diablo 4 is super sad to me, because that in turn means that we are letting people that have a way less understanding of what the community is really looking for lead the charge in terms of what's being presented and what's being talked about, what's being hyped, what's being played down, all these things, right? I'm a little sad about that.
There truly is nothing to do.
Holy shit, dude. Dude, back to back, saying the same thing. I love how the reaction is the same from literally everyone.
Well, I guess that's not literally true, but there aren't really any great rewards for doing that. I don't have any super awesome mounts. I don't have any titles. My character isn't glowing. I can't link you an item that is so rare and so godly that you wouldn't be able to find it yourself.
That right there is one of my absolute biggest issues with both Diablo 3 and Diablo 4. There is simply no itemization that's worth talking about. There's no real chase items. There's no items that you can log in every new season and hope that, this is going to be the season where I find my 640 javelins and I'm going to make a fucking Amazon that's out of this world, GG, JMod, whatever it might be of the chase items from Diablo 2, right? There was a clear-cut recipe. The thing that I want to point out the most is the fact that GGG was able to take Diablo 2, take it apart, and basically categorize it in 5 different pillars, and then take those pillars of mechanics, gameplay, identity, story, all these different parts, and they put them all in their own game. They're not copy pasting per se. They're just taking all of these pillars that makes the game great and makes the players enjoy it a lot more. So how can you have a company and be leaders in a space if you can't even take your own guidelines, your own baselines, and produce something from what everybody loves that's similar but evolved, right? Nobody was looking for the World of Warcraft graphics when Diablo 3 was announced. We were all hyped as fuck, right? Like, we were all super happy. I was super happy up until I saw the game and I realized this is more World of Warcraft. It's giving me World of Warcraft vibes more so than Diablo vibes. And I find that is like a major miss. And I really don't understand how they can fly out all of these big streamers and then still produce something that's this bullshit, and they're not fixing or changing anything. I feel like none of them really dare stand up to the leaders of that space, right? Like, they don't really wanna push hard against something. They try to say something against something, but in order to get invited back to next time they have some kind of event, they don't want to completely go all in on breaking down what's really fucking wrong and why this is not ever gonna work. I think PoE is a lot more open, and GGG in general is just a lot more open to take in information from the community. If there's something the community don't like, if it's plastered all over Reddit or something, that this mechanic is shit, or this doesn't work, or this is bad, or whatever it might be, they tend to fix it really, really quickly. It's not something that we're gonna make a new season in 3 months from now and then we're gonna fix that and we're gonna call that a season. That's just not the way you should do it. I just wonder, man. It's fucking crazy.
From all the hours that I put into it, the rewards are just not there.
Man, it gets worse. Nothing to do, no reason to do the things there are to do, and no rewards for doing them.
Okay.
I would have, honestly, and I already gave them my feedback on multiple occasions, but I would have given them straight up feedback. I would have written a laundry list of things I thought was wrong, and I would have numbered them basically from least, or from most important to least important, right? And I would have said, like, if this is not fixed by the time the game comes out, I can't really promote your product because I don't agree with it, right? Like, that's my thought process on stuff like this. If I ever do get invited to something like this, the company inviting me better believe and better be ready that I'm gonna be honest and I'm gonna tell them exactly what's on my heart. I'm not afraid to say what I mean. If that's gonna cost me the opportunity to get back there, I'd rather it cost me the opportunity to get back to something like that, and then I can look myself in the mirror, than be a part of something and then have to basically like afterwards I have to backpedal to my own community to make it seem like I'm on their side. I don't find that.
Okay, guys, I think it's inevitable. I also need to try this game out, and for exactly the reason you may think. To bring to light why PoE 2 is a vastly inferior game to the masterpiece we call Diablo 4. But for real, guys, I will be making a lot more videos on PoE 2, and you probably should be trying this game out yourself. It looks awesome.
Agree.
Please subscribe.
Definitely show him some love. That is a fucking-tastic video. That was, in a way better than mine, because I was just pissed off. Fuck off, man. I was so mad yesterday, like that. Fuck, man. I was really happy that I didn't live like 10 minutes down the street from where Blizzard or Rob works, because I would have fucking knocked on his door and I would have delivered that by hand, that message, for real. I would have hand delivered that message. I really enjoyed this one. This was way more fun. This was actually really, really funny. And I really do agree with a lot that this man said. I really like the way he formed Diablo-like. I wish he had said modern Diablo-like, because it kind of... I'm still a fanboy when it comes to Diablo 2 and Diablo 1. That'll never die, even though they treated the community like shit and they never really did anything in the successors to Diablo 2 that I agreed with or that I wanted to be a part of. That old game that's 20 years old has such a big part of my heart that even though I'm never gonna get rid of it or stop playing it, I'm just not gonna play it that much anymore, because as with Diablo 4, as with Diablo 3, they had to go and ruin that game too. Nerf the grind to 99, nerf all the skill gaps in the immunity range, so now there's no immune monsters really anymore because of the Sunder charms, and it's just fucking sad. Like, you're making D2R casual and there's no casual players playing the game. What's the point? Like, what's the freaking point? But yeah, that's just me. Or my thought process is just I'm happy I watched this video now. I was not sure if this was gonna be something that I would upload or anything, but yeah, this is fire. Show this man some love. Show this video some love. Hit him with a like. I already liked it. That is so fire. This is just brilliant, brilliant. But yeah, leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that good jazz, and I will catch you all in the next one.